Slope of this line is essentially related to this angle. Let's look at this distance versus time graph. We know that average speed is distance covered by time interval. If you recall your trigonometric functions, this term is actually tan of theta. We quantitatively measure slope of any line using tan of theta. If I want to find the slope of curve at any point, I will simply draw a tangent from this point and find tan theta for this tangent line. The value of tan theta will give the slope of curve at this point. What we are about to discuss is actually a new and very useful tool which we would be using very often. It's called calculus. So let's start. You have observed a speedometer in a car dashboard. Are they average speed or instantaneous speed?
Instantaneous speed, of course.
Can you think of a way how does this calculates the instantaneous speed?
I guess they take very small interval of time and measure the speed in that. But I don't understand how small interval is small enough to find instantaneous speed.
To deal with this question, we invent a special quantity called infinitesimal.
What is that?
As you have infinite, the number greater than all the numbers, similarly you have infinitesimal, other end of the spectrum. It's the smallest number. Tell me, what is the size of a point?
Theoretically, it is 0.
If I put another point just adjacent to this point, what is the distance between these 2 points?
Almost 0.
That is what we call infinitesimal. Look at this graph. Note the displacement at time t. The next point on this graph gives you the position in the very next instance, and these 2 points are separated by infinitesimal time interval. This point may be higher or lower or at the same level of the previous point. This difference in level divided by the infinitesimal time gap is what we call instantaneous velocity. Now, because we are just talking about adjacent points around time t, it can also be the point just an instant before time t. Graphically, if we isolate these 2 points, we can draw a line joining these, and that will become the tangent to the original curve.
So, like average velocity, the slope of this line should tell us something about the magnitude of instantaneous velocity, and the direction of slope should give us the direction of motion at that instance, right?
Absolutely. The method of finding this slope is called differentiation in the language of calculus. Using differentiation, you can find the slope of any curve at any desired point, and the slope gives the rate of change of function of the curve. In our case, differentiation of displacement as a function of time gives velocity.
So we can again plot a graph of velocity versus time and find the average rate of change of velocity from this graph.
Yes, and not only that, we can also find the instantaneous rate of change of velocity. We call it average acceleration and instantaneous acceleration by finding the slope of tangent to this curve at any point.
You mean by differentiating this curve again?
Right. So if we differentiate the displacement versus time twice, we will get acceleration. So we now know of 3 features associated with motion of an object. They are displacement, velocity, and acceleration. I think now it's a perfect time to solve some problems so that all this concept sticks to you.